Introduction. Sticking with exercise, especially lifting weights or resistance training, RT, is tough for many people. A lot of new gym-goers quit after a few months, yet long-term lifting has huge benefits. This article looks at why some people keep lifting year after year. We examine both behavioral factors, like motivation, habits, and social support, and economic factors, like cost or rewards. We review research on how ongoing exercise improves health and even lengthens life. We also offer practical tips in an adherence toolkit, habits, accountability, and easy routines to help anyone keep lifting over the long haul. Why resistance training matters. Lifting weights is not just for bodybuilders. Today's science confirms that regular strength training helps people stay healthy into old age. It builds muscle, bones, and balance, cutting the risk of falls and frailty. Many large studies show it even prolongs life. For example, one study of hundreds of thousands of Americans found that doing the recommended amount of cardio exercise, plus lifting weights 1 to 2 times a week, cut the risk of death by about 40% compared to doing neither. Another analysis of older adults found that muscle strengthening activities were linked to 10 to 15% lower overall death rates. Yet most adults do not meet strength training guidelines, less than 1 in 5 in some countries. In short, just a bit of lifting can deliver big health gains. Importantly, even small amounts help. A U.S. cohort study showed that any exercise had a benefit. 1 hour of moderate exercise per week reduced death risk 15%, with gains up to about 3 hours. Adding just 1 session per week of weight training gave an extra 11% drop in mortality. In real terms, people who met aerobic exercise goals and added lifting 1 to 2 times a week lived substantially longer than inactive folks. These findings mean even modest new habits, an extra day at the gym, can really pay off in health. The challenge of adherence. Despite the benefits, many people struggle to keep exercising. Studies find that roughly half of people who start a new exercise program drop out in 6 to 12 months. In one fitness club study, about 25% of new members stopped exercising by 3 months, and 36% by 1 year. 2 main reasons pop up. 1. People often expect quick results and quit if they do not see them fast. 2. Life gets in the way. Schedules, boredom, pain, or stress can derail habits. Keeping up a workout routine requires regular motivation. Beginners may be excited at first, but as novelty fades, only strong reasons will keep them showing up. Money and time costs weigh on our minds too. If we forget why we started, unloading a dumbbell can start to feel like a chore rather than a privilege. Behavioral drivers of adherence. What makes someone keep lifting weights week after week? Psychology gives clues: intrinsic motivation and identity. People who genuinely enjoy lifting or see themselves as lifters tend to stick with it. Enjoyment can come from the challenge, feeling strong, or just the positive feeling afterward. Research shows that intrinsic motives, fun, skill mastery, and extrinsic motives, like health or social rewards, both support keeping active. In practice, that means if you find a type of lifting you like, even starting small, it will become part of who you are. Goal setting and feedback. Having clear goals, like slowly adding weight or improving form, helps. When people track progress via logs or apps, they see small wins, which fuels motivation. These successes become rewards that make the habit stick. Social support and accountability. Lifting with friends, trainers, or classes adds a layer of accountability. Systematic reviews find that supportive coaches and exercise partners boost persistence. For example, trainers who help you set your own goals, an autonomy supportive coach, help you feel in control. This in turn makes you want to keep going. Even a workout buddy or online community can encourage regular attendance. Self-determination and autonomy. People tend to stick with exercise when they feel it is their choice. In one review, interventions based on self-determination theory, where the person sets their own schedule and goals, were most effective at long-term exercise. This means if the gym routine fits your life and you have a say in it, you will probably keep at it. Habits and triggers. Over time, exercise can become a habit, something your brain does almost automatically. Key to habit formation is consistency. Studies find that doing exercise at the same time and place, consistent cues, makes it stick. For instance, always going to the gym after work or doing squats right after brushing your teeth creates a routine trigger. The more consistent the cue, the more the brain links that cue to the gym action. In turn, when the cue appears, 7 p.m. on Monday after work, your brain says workout without much thought. We will give more tips on building these cues below. Economic drivers of adherences. Economic factors also play a role in whether people continue exercising. cost, and convenience. Free or low-cost options, like bodyweight training at home or neighborhood parks, reduce the financial and time barrier. If classes or gym memberships are expensive or far away, people may give up. Minimizing these costs, for example by choosing a gym near work or buying affordable equipment, can help. Incentives and investments. Some employers or insurers offer rewards for exercise, lower premiums or cash bonuses. In theory, such financial incentives can nudge people to start exercising. Studies find they do boost activity short-term, but the effect on long-term habit is uncertain. That is, gym vouchers or bring-a-friend passes may get someone to try a few times, but once the money is removed, old habits often return. It seems lasting adherence comes more from personal commitment than from money alone. However, people often feel motivated not to waste a prepaid gym membership, which is a kind of sunk cost incentive. Cost effectiveness. On a societal level, encouraging exercise is very good value. Reviews show public health exercise programs usually cost much less per quality-adjusted life year, QALY, than many medical treatments. Simple programs like walking groups or mailed exercise advice often offer the best bang for the buck. This means that spending a little on exercise promotion, ranging from free parks to basic counseling, yields big health payoffs. Time preference, choosing now versus later. Many people, from the economic perspective, prefer short-term comfort over long-term benefits, a concept called present bias. Exercising regularly produces health benefits years from now, but doing it costs effort now. This psychological economic factor means we often underappreciate the future gains. Overcoming this involves reframing the rewards, for example, by noticing immediate benefits, better mood, more energy, whenever possible. Health outcomes of long-term lifting. When people do stick with resistance training over years, the health outcomes are powerful. Lower mortality risk. As noted above, lifting even a little usually pays off in longer life. One analysis found that combining aerobic activity with 1 to 2 lifting sessions weekly cut death risk by about 41% versus inactivity. Another found any regular strength training lowered total death risk by about 10 to 15%. In plain terms, people who adopt lifting as a habit tend to live significantly longer. Heart and metabolic health. Regular lifting boosts cardiovascular fitness and metabolism. Studies show that meeting weekly exercise goals, including lifting, can significantly cut risk of heart attacks and strokes. Strength training alone improves blood pressure and blood sugar control. Over time, this means less diabetes, heart disease, and associated costs. Cancer and other diseases. There is emerging evidence that higher fitness levels reduce some cancer risks and overall disease burden. For example, weightlifting was linked to lower cancer mortality in some studies when combined with aerobic exercise. Quality of life and independence. Beyond just years, lifting keeps people strong as they age. This means better mobility, balance, and independence, fewer falls. While not a mortality study outcome, this is a huge quality of life gain. A cost-utility way to think of lifting is that it adds healthy years, more time spent living independently rather than in a hospital or assisted living. Because of these health gains, even small increases in adherence can have big impacts in a population. For example, if a community succeeds in getting an extra 10% of people to stick with strength exercises, models predict measurable drops in chronic disease rates and longer life expectancy. Health economists often measure this in QALYs. Physical activity programs usually cost under $20,000 per QALY, well under many healthcare interventions, meaning each extra year of healthy life is quite cheap for society. How to keep lifting. An adherence toolkit. Here are practical strategies to help anyone turn lifting into a long-term habit. Find accountability. Tell a friend you plan to lift, or recruit a gym buddy. Commit to show up together or text each other after workouts. Feeling responsible to someone else boosts follow-through. You can also use technology. Apps like MyFitnessPal or Fitbit allow you to share progress. Studies suggest duos and groups stick with exercise more than solo exercisers. Set clear, achievable goals. Begin with small, specific goals. For instance, I will do squats on Monday and Thursday. As you hit those, slowly increase your target, like adding weight or another exercise. When goals are easy at first, you succeed quickly. Success builds confidence, which is a powerful motivator to continue. Build specific plans. Implementation intentions. Decide in advance when and where you will exercise, and tie it to a cue. Example, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will do push-ups. By making a concrete plan, you turn intention into action. Similarly, if you plan, if I get stuck at work late, I will still do a 10-minute band workout in my office. You reduce the chance of skipping. Make it routine with cues. Choose consistent times or triggers for lifting. Maybe always work out right after work before dinner, or first thing on Saturday. Add a cue. Lay out your gym clothes the night before, or leave a note by your bed. Over time, your brain learns to associate that cue, 7 p.m. or seeing the shoes by the door, with going to the gym. Start small and grow. It is better to do a little than nothing. Even a 5-minute workout is useful. This micro-habit approach avoids feeling overwhelmed. Once the small action becomes easy, you can gradually add more. For example, start with one set of any exercise, then add a second set once that feels normal. Reduce friction. Keep a pair of sneakers at your desk at work or in your car. Pack your gym bag ahead of time. Find a gym on your commute route. This way, when it's time to go, you have minimal excuses. The less effort it takes to start, the more likely you will. Mix fun in. Do exercises you like, or make it enjoyable. Play favorite music, or lift at a picturesque park. If you hate the gym, try bodyweight routines or classes instead. Making the exercise itself pleasurable, or at least satisfying, helps you want to do it again. Celebrate progress. Congratulate yourself for consistency. Put stickers on a calendar, log workouts in an app, or treat yourself to new workout clothes after a month of consistency. These rewards don't have to be big or money-based. Even acknowledging, "I lifted 3 times this week," is a positive boost. Conclusion: long-term lifting can be life-changing. Research is clear. Regular resistance exercise lengthens life, improves health, and adds strength for everyday living. But the challenge is staying with it. The economics of adherence is about balancing short-term costs, time, effort, against long-term benefits, health, survival. Behavioral science shows that building the right habits, motivations, and support systems can tilt the balance in our favor. By applying the strategies above, making exercise fun, routine, and supported, anyone can increase their chances of keeping up with lifting year after year. Remember, even small increases in weekly exercise lead to big health returns. Start where you are. Use a toolkit of habits and accountability, and you may find yourself lifting 3 years or even decades down the road, healthier and stronger. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at longevityfit.life.blog. Thanks for listening. For more research-driven guides on fitness, longevity, health span, and healthy aging, visit longevityfit.life. That's longevityfit.life for the full written research and new updates.